And the same report of 2026 has shown that that reduction has come down to, that divide has come down to 8%. So this has been the fastest closing gender digital divide of mobile connectivity anywhere in the world that Pakistan has seen in the last 2 years. But having said that, we still understand the realities where, starting from a very young age, there is lack of induction of young women and girls in STEM education, where these foundations are built, which eventually leads, and I come back to my point on how AI is built, where it is built, and who is building it. Lack of women in those positions and leadership positions and deep tech positions are leaving women experiences out of the conversation. And the whole AI, artificial intelligence, and now the quantum is coming, and all of this is based on the core data that goes into the systems. The algorithms that are being built are built on experiences of people who are building them. So we have to make sure that women experiences, women opinions, their not only as persons but as collective identities, our identities are not left out of the AI machine learning conversations, because whereas it is bringing in a lot of opportunities, it is also creating disparities that are going to be very hard to close, and they're also perpetuating the human biases that we've been seeing and experiencing over the last centuries, right? So there have been experiments where we've placed AI modules in legal systems, in police stations. We've done experiments, and the biases have only seemed to have gotten stronger, more perpetuated, and more ingrained in machine learning, because the machine cannot solve the bias problem. Humans will have to solve the bias problem for the machine to learn it like that. But as we speak, those biases are being pushed into, here we're talking about gender, in a larger conversation, religious, ethnic, social, geographical, political biases are going into algorithms that are becoming increasingly the foundations and the core information consumption of our generations to come. So what our next generations, what our children, how they will be consuming information is going to be very different from how we did it back in the day, when whether it was either it was the school, our teachers, or it was the parents and the household that taught us what we had to know. But today, it's none of us. You go talk to a 5-year-old, they will tell you, and they're not going to be wrong. That's the good part and the bad part. That they're not even wrong about the fact that they know more. Because they have a device in their hand that can tell them about anything in the world, and as of now at least, without any guardrails, right? So there's no age gating, there's no gender gating, there's no guardrails on any information that anyone is consuming on these large language model tools that are available free of cost, the access, and this is not by accident. This is channelization, this is perception building of our future generations at the hands of the few people who are building these AI models, algorithms, and technologies. And that is where it becomes absolutely critical that our young women become a part of this conversation. They don't remain consumers of these technologies, but actually become builders, shapers, creators, innovators of these technologies that are going to be shaping our economies, yes, but also our societies, our cultural realities, and eventually also how we see religion and things that have been naturally very close to our hearts, very close to how we want how our children to grow up, our generations and our nations to grow up in the future. So schools like, and initiatives like, these gender responsive schools, एक time था when we used to look at budgets with the gender lens, and it was a big thing, and we had to convince everybody to look at budgets with the gender lens. But today, with AI coming in, who's looking at technology from a gender lens? Who's looking at these LLMs and GLMs and SLMs from a gender lens? that has become a bigger question because that eventually shapes the budgets as well now. So this, adds to our efforts to build on our SDG 4, which is essentially inclusive and equitable quality education, and also SDG 5, which is about gender equality. So, building on all the principles that we talk about, but eventually and essentially creating that critical mass of human resource that we need for our people to get into, like I said, the foundational places where AI is being built and developed. Over the last few years, couple of years that we've been in office, we've done multiple programs. I've given you the statistics for mobile internet usage. I love the story where the Honorable Prime Minister last year in his Ramzan package decided not to use utility stores as the distributor of the Ramzan package and subsidy. The question and the onus came up to us, and under the leadership and absolute dedication of the Prime Minister, without which it could not have been quite literally possible. I'll tell you why. Because जब उन्होंने कहा कि जी think of an out-of-the-box solution for distributing the subsidy, because every time the Ramzan subsidy goes out, we see women standing in queues, utility stores that have red tapeism, transparency issues. Come up with a new idea.
सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल दबाएं ताकि कोई खबर रह न जाए।